This is Newsbeat from OU Daily. I'm Megan Pratt. Here are your weekly headlines. Student leaders were informed on April 24th that OU's Gender and Equality Center will close and the Division of Student Affairs will see several changes following the spring semester as a result of Governor Kevin Stitt's December executive order calling for a review of diversity, equity, and inclusion programming and services in higher education. The GEC was formerly known as the Women's Outreach Center and was opened in 1999 to serve female students. The center later took on services such as OU Advocates, which is a group of staff trained to respond and support students experiencing sexual assault or violence. The GEC's current mission is to support students on campus through education, interpersonal violence prevention, advocacy for victims of gender based violence and support, and programming focused on 2S LGBTQ inclusion. Vice President of Student Affairs David Surratt said with the closure of the GEC, the division will launch an Office of Advocacy and Education. This office will house services focused on sexual assault and sexual violence prevention and response, health-related education programs and outreach, and will oversee the OU Food Pantry. OU advocates will be included in the services provided in this new office. On Saturday, an EF1 tornado hit Norman near OU's campus. The storm led to several event cancellations and reported debris near campus. Watch OU Nightly's severe weather coverage from Saturday's storm and revisit a timeline of the day and night's events at oudaily.com. Following Governor Kevin Stitt's December executive order calling for a review of diversity, equity, and inclusion in higher education, OU multicultural organizations were left wondering where they stand at the university. According to the website, OU created to clarify the university's guidelines for the implementation of the executive order. Offices focused on African American, Hispanic, or LGBTQ students likely violate the executive order, as they are departments and programs that are not protected under it. Amelia Toravias Brown, former president of the Asian American Student Association, said she has seen a lack of clarity from the university about how the executive order will impact multicultural organizations, generating anxiety among members. To read more, visit oudaily.com or pick up an edition of the summer magazine from racks found around campus. Former OU Women's Health Advocacy President Kylie Hutchinson shared her journey with reproductive advocacy. Following her own diagnosis of premenstrual dysphoric disorder, a severe form of premenstrual syndrome affecting anywhere from 3 to 8% of menstruators, and complications from a form of birth control meant to regulate her hormones, Hutchinson found a passion for researching gut and reproductive health. Hutchinson joined Women's Health Advocacy as an advocacy officer her sophomore year and worked her way up to becoming the organization's president, a role she served in during both her junior and senior year. In 2022, Hutchinson worked with the other WHA officers to join the global organization Period to become the first official Period chapter at OU. Period is a youth-fueled nonprofit working to eradicate period poverty and stigma through advocacy, education, and service. Read more about Hutchinson's story at oudaily.com. Norman Public Schools announced Kristen Erickson as Teacher of the Year. Erickson is a first grade teacher at Truman Primary and has taught at Norman Public Schools for 12 years, impacting students who have come through her classroom doors with her loving passion for learning and dedication to her students' success. Erickson said she was chosen as Teacher of the Year because her passion for structural literacy and her larger passion and goal to ensure all students can read and write. State Superintendent of Public Instruction Ryan Walters instructed all Oklahoma districts to ignore the new Title IX regulations from the Biden administration, giving guidance directly at odds with the federal government. Walters sent a letter on April 24th to all 542 school districts and charter schools in the state, urging them not to create new policies that would align with the federal regulations. According to the U.S. State Department, Oklahoma schools are obligated to follow the Title IX regulations if they want to receive federal funding. To read more about this, to read more on this story from the Oklahoma Voice, visit oudaily.com. Let's look at the daily's calendar for coming events this week. On Friday, OU's American Mock World Health Organization is hosting a prom-style public health event to raise money for Freedom, Oklahoma. On Friday and Saturday, head to Reynolds Performing Arts Center to watch Contemporary Dance Oklahoma put on by University Theater. Check the calendar tab on our website, which features campus, city, and statewide events. Thanks for listening to Newsbeat from OU Daily. This is the Daily's weekly news podcast. Keep up with us throughout the week on Facebook at OU Daily and Instagram and Threads at the OU Daily. If you want to read more about the stories you heard on this podcast, you can find those and more online at oudaily.com. My name is Megan Pratt. I am a news reporter here at the Daily, and this is the last episode of Newsbeat for the semester. Thank you so much for sticking with us. Have a great summer and enjoy the well-deserved break. We'll see you all in the fall.